Good morning, Nishant. Good morning, guys. Good morning, Sai. We'll start session in a couple of minutes.
Yeah, hello everyone. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning, guys. Today we have three sessions. Maybe if anyone got confused and joined here, Power Platform we have and Data Analytics also we have today. So the respective links is shared in groups. So hope all are for Snowflake only here, right? Snowflake Data Engineering.
Snowflake with AWS, right?
It's ADF also we are adding this time. Uh,
ADF. Okay.
yes, Azure Data Factory also we are adding. I can say it's a multi-cloud Snowflake Data Engineering. And course duration also increasing, and I'm getting some requests, some confusions like duration is too heavy. Today we are going to be discuss about why we are going to be teach more concepts. Anyone have similar doubt, guys? Like why these many skills, why need to take a 5.5 months course? Most of the cases courses will be finished in 3 months, mostly from almost most of the institutions, right? Anyone have this concern? Why you guys are teaching for 5.5 months? Anyone? Vikram, Bhaskar, Chandrasekhar, Karen,
Yeah,
Kadresh? Yeah.
yeah,
Maybe, maybe the content is more, Shazad.
Yeah, you are who are saying like it's not comfortable to learn these many content. Anyone with that particular question? Why we need to learn these many skills now itself? Some people thinking Snowflake in the sense only SQL, Snowflake, and Python, or not even Python, only Snowflake and DBT. Most of the cases, right?
Yeah. The material
yeah.
also
You
there.
can give us a
ADF
summary.
also there.
Yeah.
So both are util tool.
Yes. Okay. So because even in yesterday evening only, I got couple of messages from our students. Why you increasing the course duration and all. So I thought to explain in the class itself. Guys, maybe you are hearing right too many layoffs. Maybe from TCS, even from Oracle again, and Microsoft one more time. In this year only, we guys are hearing most of the layoffs, right?
Yeah, yes.
Did you observe any common point between these layoffs?
Not updating the skills.
Yeah. So, and one more thing, most of the cases, those people are staying in the same company, same project, same client from the last couple of years.
Yeah, correct.
So they are not ready to learn something new. They are not updating themselves. And companies now expecting multiple skills from one single person. The same Snowflake course when we started around 3.5 years back, it's just a 2.5 months to 3 months maximum. SQL, Snowflake, DBT, and a little bit of AWS done. But now we are adding multiple concepts, either Apache Airflow, AWS, ADF, Databricks, Snowpark, Snowflake, along with the Snowflake, Snowpark also, and Matillion as well. Only reason to get to attract the recruiters to hire our profile. And most of our cases, again, who are already working in a data field, mostly who joined here around 28 to 29, right? So most of the cases, you guys are already working in some other projects, right? Maybe data or non-data related.
Yes, I am working in Snowflake.
And hopefully all people have around 10 to 15 lakhs package. And our goal to get a more package, or else your client or project already expecting Snowflake, right? Is there anyone here who don't have a job, just had a career break or non-IT to IT transition? Those kind of people are here. Complete career break and from last 3 4 years you are not working and just want to enter into IT. Those kind of profiles, anyone here?
Yeah, I am there. This is
Yeah.
Nirosha.
Yeah, hi Nirosha. May I know reason why you are choosing Snowflake? Maybe
I
anyone guys
worked on
suggested?
SQL and Python before. I
Yeah,
have a
exactly.
career break now.
Yeah, exactly.
So I just want to
So you
restart.
already had some data touch.
Yes.
And you know the value of Snowflake and or else cloud data engineering, right?
Yes.
Yeah, completely career break in the sense who never worked any company and maybe openly I'm saying who want to go with some fake experience. Those people won't choose these courses. They will mostly go with the testing or else Power BI. That's it, right? Data engineering mainly their goal to get a little bit better package, better opportunities. Hope yes, right?
Yeah, yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yeah, even non-IT to IT transition also, they won't choose data engineering directly. Maximum, they will go with the platform or Power Platform or data analytics. Either multi-cloud data engineering or Snowflake data engineering with the multi-clouds. These things will choose by our students mostly who already working. And their goal will be to get a decent package. Compared to current package, it should be minimum 50% hike. When we need to get that much, we don't have any other option. We need to learn multiple skills.
Sorry, I have one question here. So I'm currently working in cloud AWS
Mhm.
DevOps, but I
Mhm.
don't know these like Snowflakes and all, even zero,
Yeah,
completely
yeah.
zero.
Yeah, we
So
will teach from very scratch. We will think like here, I'm saying like most of the people working in different domain. I'm saying not only into the data. Here, all the students will from different backgrounds. So we will teach from very scratch. If anyone knows SQL, right? Example now, she said she knows SQL already. For sure, first couple of days she will feel bored because she knows already SQL, but we will start teaching from very scratch. Nirosha for sure will feel bored for first couple of sessions. As SQL she knows very well, I guess, right? So we will teach from very scratch, Karthik. You don't need to be
Ramesh,
bored.
let me
give some demo so that they'll
Yeah,
have
better we
that
can
idea.
carry on now. Yeah.
Yep. So, okay, guys, thank you for joining. Okay. Let me introduce myself before we get started. So myself is Shiv Sagar. I have around 7+ years of experience. I would say nearly 8 years of experience in IT. From past 5 years, I've been working on data or cloud data engineering related projects. I have worked on various domains like healthcare, finance. I have worked on e-commerce. I have worked on more than 20+ data engineering projects. I'll be the mentor or instructor for your upcoming courses. I'll be handling complete AWS with Snowflake, or can say multi-cloud Snowflake data engineering batch. So I have expertise. I worked on AWS, I worked on Azure, I worked on also Microsoft Fabric. So other cloud technologies like I worked on Snowflake, DBT, Matillion, Databricks, and even I have worked on the data warehouse concepts. Whereas currently I'm working as a data consultant for JP Morgan, where I mainly work with my team. Okay, I'm working as a data consultant or a manager who is handling a team of 5 to 6 people, where I'm working on the multiple data engineering project. And from past 1 year, I would say I'm mentoring in KSR Data Vision, and we'll be starting with the today's class. Okay, this is a very short introduction about myself. We'll be deep diving about my experience and all in coming classes. Just a small introduction for those who don't know about me. And I'll be taking for next 5 days, I'll be taking you a free class on Snowflake with data engineering. We'll be having 5 demo classes. So where you'll interact with me, you can ask your doubts about your career perspective, what you want to learn. So any doubts if you have, I'll be guiding with you that, and then we'll see how we can help you out. Okay, this is a short introduction about myself. Now, before getting started, if anyone who have not joined our WhatsApp group, you can join using this particular QR code, where we'll be sharing our next upcoming 5 demo classes, where you can join the class directly from there. If you cannot join, you can join our WhatsApp group using this particular QR code. That being said, let's get started with today's class. Okay. Now, what is our main agenda for today's class is we'll just understand how the companies use the data, what are the actual data engineers do, so why we need cloud inside data engineer, and what is the modern data engineer tech stack, and how is the market condition, and what is the AI impact on the data engineering job. This is a brief idea which we'll be having for today's class. We'll deep dive into that. And if time permits at the end, I'll be showing how you can use AI also building in data engineering pipelines at the end. Okay. Now, you all might be wondering who are these data engineer, what they actually do, what is our day-to-day activity. You all have joined for data engineering, but before getting started into data engineering, we'll try to understand first few things, and then we'll come back to this data engineer, what they actually do, what their day-to-day activities there. To do know that, first and foremost, I would like to ask you guys, I hope each and every person who is attending here are using smartphones. Anyone who is not using smartphones? Any person? Don't have any smartphone? All might be using Android phone or Apple iOS device, anything that might be using, or they might be using that, and you all guys are interacted with this particular application. Yes or no? Anyone?
Yes, sir.
Okay. How did you come to know about KSR?
From Instagram only.
Instagram. Okay. LinkedIn. Okay.
Friend referral.
Okay. So a few of them might have known about KSR using LinkedIn. They might known about Instagram. They might have joined our WhatsApp group. They might have seen our YouTube videos. They have come to know about KSR using the applications. And these are the companies who widely use for their applications for giving certain services for the consumer. You can search anything inside your Google. Have you ever wondered, as soon as I search something, you will get a lot of pages, lot of recommendation based on your searches. If you're using any Instagram, Facebook, or any of the application, you keep on scrolling, and based on your interest, a new reels, a new information or a post keeps on popping up so that you are hooked up to that particular application. And if you're using any banking application like PhonePe, Paytm, you do the payment. You're using something credit card, you do the payments of that. There is something called credit app. You're using that, and you will be getting at least weekly 2 to 3 times call from HDFC, Axis Bank, or any of the bank asking for the loan applications. We are providing the free loan. Are you willing to take? Have you guys observed that? You guys get those calls?
Yeah.
Okay. You have ordered something from Swiggy, Zomato. These are the food applications, and you see that there is a pop-up showing that okay, your food is delivered in 20 minutes, 30 minutes. And if you're not ordered anything for a longer duration of time, a notification pop-up coming up, okay, we have 20% off, 30% off. You can make use of this particular coupon code and order things. And if you're using any e-commerce platform like Flipkart, Myntra, Blinkit, always there is a recommendation for you saying that based on your interest, based on your whatever the things you have bought on the past, based on that, a pop-up will be coming up. Or else you are using any OTT applications. You might be using Netflix, you might be using Hotstar, you might be using Prime. As soon as you open any application, there will be a pop-up saying that you may like this particular content. Have you seen these things? Have you seen these things?
Yes, Sagar.
Okay.
Yes.
Now, what is a particular application is this? This particular? Can anyone recommend this? See this?
ChatGPT.
ChatGPT. Okay. Now, you are using ChatGPT. Anyone who doesn't use ChatGPT here? Okay. Recently, ChatGPT has come up with a new model called 5.2. Anyone aware of that? Anyone is aware of that?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. When ChatGPT was launched, that was around 3 something model as 3.0. Then they came up 3.5. Then we came up 4.0. Now they have released 5.0, and they give you for a free browsing. They even though they show ads to buy a premium, but they have not monetized this. Why? Because everyone is hooked up with ChatGPT, they can easily monetize. They can remove that free service and say, buy me $5. Okay, at least give me 200 rupees per month and use ChatGPT. Similarly, like for other subscriptions, like we have Netflix, Prime, or Hotstar, they can easily come up with that. But yet, they are not doing that. They are giving you a free, at least do few prompting, they have given you as a free account. And even if you use that premium features, they still give you to use that particular ChatGPT without charging you. And as soon as you prompt, maybe not as accurate as before, but at least you will get some results out of the ChatGPT. Have you ever wondered that why they're giving it for free? Anyone?
Like geostrategy.
Okay.
The
Now,
marketing strategy.
okay. If you see all these applications are for different purpose. One is for search engine, one is for making your social media, one you are using for payment, banking, food application, entertainment, e-commerce. There might be n different domains, but all are connected to one particular thing. Can anyone say what is that particular thing? Without that particular thing, this company can't survive. That they can't operate, they can't grow without that one particular thing. What that particular thing? Can anyone guess that?
Data.
Sorry.
Data.
Okay. Exactly.
Collecting data of individual preference.
Yeah, exactly. Now, every search, every click, every payment, or every order you do, it's a data for them, and these are running on top of your data. Now, ChatGPT can charge you, but they need to train their model so that they can make that particular model as strong or more reliable. So for that, they need data. As a lot of consumer use ChatGPT, a lot of consumer view prompt, the data is being collected in the back, and on top of that, a model is trained. That's the reason they are never going to charge you. For now, for sure, unless they have mastered that particular ChatGPT model, they are never going to charge you until they require your data. Whereas other applications also make use of your particular data, and on top of that only application is running. Now, what is data is? Data is nothing but any raw facts or information or a collection that you can do around the world. That can be your number, text, action, clicks, YouTube, images, or any videos that you apply. Each and everything that you are digitalized or interact, share, create, those are called as the data. Now, without that data, not even a single company can grow. Now, how does this particular company make use of this particular data? Now, you've seen that Google is giving you a free engine search to search anything that you want inside Google. They won't charge. From past 15, 20 years, they have been doing that. They never charge you for any search. Why? Because Google is collecting your data, and based on your search operation and all, they are coming up with something called as ads. Now, if you search something, okay, if you want to buy any shoes, you are going and searching, and you decided to not buy that particular shoe, and you are searching certain applications or any other things, you are reading a newspaper, there is a particular ad pops up saying that there is a 50% sale on this particular shoe. There is 20% sale on this particular shoe. Now, how come that particular ad comes? Google is making use of that, your search engine. They make use of your needs and whatever the things you are doing. Based on that, based on your relevant search, they create that particular ad and target you for those ads. And Google is going to charge the company who is running those ads. Now, since Google have that vast amount of data, companies go with respect to Google and they run ads on top of Google, and they pay charges to Google so that they can grow in their business. Now, Amazon needs to know about your information. They track your browsing history, purchases, even items you are looking for, and then they recommend products so that they can sell more, as many as products. The more products they sell, the more businesses they attract, and the more money they do. Whenever you go with something called as Netflix or YouTube, they want you to keep hooked so that you watch more content. The more you watch the content, the more you are addicted to that particular application. You buy the subscription. The more you buy subscription, the revenue goes. Any Zomato or Swiggy app, they want to track your location, delivery, preferences. They know that in this particular location, a particular food is selling more. So they sell those particular data to small industry, small scale restaurants so that they can attract that businesses. They sell the information so that a small business can grow. That's a side business of your Zomato or Swiggy apart from your food delivery app. So each and everything, whatever a company is doing, it depends on a particular data. Now, how does a particular business grow using this particular, how they grow the revenue? First and foremost thing, for every action, every search, every click you do, the data become fuels for this particular company. Without this particular data, the company cannot grow, that we have seen. But how can they grow their particular data, or how they can make use of this particular data and grow their revenue? The first and foremost role that comes into the picture is data analytics. Now, what does data analytics do is they look at your past and present data and answer few things. For example, they're responsible for creating a dashboards, reports, any KPIs like how many subscribers are there, revenue, how much growth is going from month to month. Based on the past business trends, they come up with a dashboards. For example, if you take an OTT application, they make use of this particular subscribers, how many subscribers have been subscribed in the past month, how many shows, which are the highest watched show under my particular application, how many people have unsubscribed. So all these trends, they are going to make use of that. And think like you are a CEO of the Netflix or any of the company, and you cannot go and see that particular data in the form of Excel or raw data or database and predict what is the exact number of unsubscribed people, what is the highest show. You cannot predict your future past, how your company is performing. So that's the reason your data analysts come into the picture. They come up with dashboards so that every day you can easily track that particular dashboard and understand your past performance. Fine. Past is good. Whatever you are doing in the past, that is fine. But I need to grow. I need to predict my future, what's coming next. Then there comes something called the data scientist. Now they make use of something called as statistics, machine learning, patterns, predict the models, forecast the future. They build an experiment to test the different models, and then they come up with the best recommended model. Based on this, for example, if you take a Netflix, again, OTT platform, they predict how many people can unsubscribe in the coming year or coming month. And if you have seen something called as Geo Hotstar, they have given a free IPL subscription for everyone. Based on that, they are going to predict how many of them can subscribe to our actual platform, or there might recommend something. You have seen something or one of the particular series with respect to thriller. Based on that, they want to recommend other particular genre for you to watch. And also they see if I increase certain prices by 50 rupees, what will affect to my existing subscriber? Will there be an increase in subscriber, decrease in subscriber? What can happen to your future business based on the data? That's actual work of the data scientists. They are responsible for doing that. Fine. You build a model, you did everything. Now I need to implement that. Now I need to deploy that particular models into a live system. I need to scale that particular system for millions of users. I need to integrate my application with respect to application, website, or any other devices. I need to ensure something called a speed, accuracy, all these things, so that whenever you have any issues, that particular issue can be resolved. For example, you have a chatbot. Any website you go nowadays, if you have any issues, there is a always inbuilt chatbot that comes into the picture based on your question. It will answer those questions automatically. Now, how these particular things will come is based on something called as AI engineers. They make use of this particular data science model. They deploy that. They come up with that particular applications, and then they help that particular business to grow. Now, with help of these particular three main roles, that is data analyst, data scientist, and AI engineer, a business can grow their revenue for billions of dollars without these three particular role. Business cannot predict their future. They cannot analyze their past. They cannot overcome their mistakes, what they have done. So these roles are must and important. Now, you might be asking me, Agar, you're saying data analyst, data scientist, AI engineers are important. Why we need data engineers? You know that data analysts are explaining what has happened. Data scientists have predicted what will happen, and AI engineers are making it as real time like application implementation. But these three roles will not be possible. There will be no projects of data analysts, data scientists, AI engineers without one particular role, that is data engineer. Why that particular role is most important, and why that is a backbone for these particular applications are. Now, whenever you go, any data, now you said any companies rely on data. You are searching something, that is a data is populated. You are using Netflix, data is populated. For the companies to make that particular data useful, they need to first collect that data. To collect that particular data, they need to build a pipeline from different applications. That might be IoT devices, where transactions, that might be multiple sources that particular application can come. For example, today you might have a few folks have joined from using seeing Instagram. You might have joined from Telegram. You might have joined LinkedIn. You might have joined WhatsApp. Now we need to track all these information about the students from various sources, and we need to connect with you guys, so that we need to understand your preference, what you actually need from KSR. For that, we need to collect the information, and then we have to store that. Now we have to design a data application so that we can store the information about yourself in a structured format, where we can analyze that future, we can process that particular data, clean that particular data, transform into a usable format from your raw data, and to ensure that smooth application runs from collection of data from different sources. We need to optimize the performance also, because if you don't optimize, there might be a chances of extracting that data late and we might lose a business out of that. So that's the reason without data engineer, a business cannot sustain, because it always required clean and timely data, which can be only possible with respect to data engineers. They are responsible for bringing this data, and any business that is driven by data, that can be any role, any projects that are that is driven by data, data engineers come into the picture. That's the reason nowadays there is a huge demand for data engineers, because there is an increase in AI application, there is an increase in data analysis, but we don't have that clean data. We need that particular clean data, and data engineers are the one who are responsible to bring that particular data. Any doubts so far before I'm going to next slide? I go till now?
So our role and responsibility is here the data engineer, right? So
The main roles and responsibility of data engineers are, you have to collect the data from different applications. Once you collect that particular data, if that particular data is not clean, it is not usable format. There might be a JSON data, there might be a something called as unstructured data, there might be images, all different types of data is there. I need to store that in a one singular format, so that your data analyst, data scientist, or AI team does not need to go to the sources and bring that particular data. Now I have stored that particular data and made that as a one singular source for these people. Now, just imagine you are building any Power BI reports or any AI model, and your data is garbage data. Your whatever the past business you are analyzing, that will be affected. Whatever the future you are predicting, that will be affected. And whatever the application you deploy based on the models you are developed, that will be affected. So data engineer's role is to make sure that whatever the data is collected, that is well intact, well clean. And once you have that particular data at the end users, then your business analyst, data analyst, or any other roles will come into the picture, so that based on that particular data, they can build their projects. Did I answer your question? Okay. Now, as I said, we are most important, but I'm sorry to say that in most of the companies, data engineer jobs are not highlighted as that of your data analyst, data scientist jobs are there. They don't get that much appreciation or visibility, because they are the back-end data engineers, or the back-end workers who are working in the back-end, whereas your Power BI or data scientists are building on top of clean data, and they are the kind of a front-end workers or front-end developers who are displaying your data, what that particular data is doing. But your data engineers are something like a back-end workers. If you take an example of any movies, there might be actors like a data analyst who act, and they are like reporting their screen, they're showing themselves. And their data scientist can be something like a director who predict the future and create the best picture. And AI engineers are something like a editor of VFX team who make a well polished product. But you can say that a data engineers are those who are the camera operators, sound team, or any set operators who are working in the back end to make the entire production possible, but they are not well appreciated. Have you ever seen, if you're seeing any movies or anything, have you ever went and searched for the cameraman who had done this particular piece of art, or who has done this particular movie? Have you ever searched that? You search those things? Or what you search for any movie to get hit? Or now, for example, any recent movie that has come, for example, Rajnikant movie, the Coolie movie. Most of the people will go and watch that particular movie because of Rajnikant, who is a fan of Rajnikant. or there might be any other actors who are a fan of that, but they won't go and watch that particular movie because there is a particular cameraman who has used that particular, who is well known, who has worked on that particular project. They will never go and work. But without that particular cameraman, without that other workers in the back end, the movie will not be in the productionized. You can't see that particular movie. Each and every backend workers, they are the responsible for coming out of the end product you are seeing. But that's the reason, even though they are not much highlighted, but without data engineer, we cannot have any of the above. That being said, that's the reason we have well demand in data engineers. This is a very short introduction about your data engineer, what actually they are doing in the real time. We'll deep dive, we'll see what are the tools and tech stack they are doing. But before going that, there is one more challenge we have to understand, that is data exploration. Now, earlier, when we had seen that the data was not huge, before there was free internet like Geo, once Geo has a free, you might have seen there was an internet charges which you used to pay 200 rupees or 150 rupees for 1 GB, 2 GB of data. At that time, data population was not that much huge. At that time, companies were concentrating on building most of their applications, their website. They were new to internet. They were trying to enter the internet market. So they used to go with something called as on-prem systems. On-prem systems are nothing but the servers which you create on the local. You create those things, you store your data on the local, you use that particular IT support to do that. You need an investment or capital to all those things where the servers or where you are storing your data, everything. You have to build that particular servers and you have to work along with that particular server for scalability. So all these challenges were there, but now since the data is generating, there is something called as 2.2 million TBs of data is generated worldwide. And this traditional on-prem system is not feasible to handle these kind of data. Why? Because there is a limited storage capacity. For example, you have a laptop. In your laptop, you can store up to 1 TB of data. And if you have a hard disk, you can store up to 2 TB, 3 TB of data. And just imagine the class which you are taking, the recordings which you are taking. At the end of this particular class, a particular file might go up to 3 to 4 GBs of the file, and we are having something 5 to 6 classes running inside KSR, and we itself are generating around 30 to 40 GB of data in a single day only by taking classes. And if I start storing all the information in my local server, I need to pay very high cost because I need to invest on the hardware, I need to invest on the maintenance, I need to have that IT support guy who comes and take care. And if there is any downtime risk, any system failure, I need to go and take that particular backup manually by myself. So there are a lot of challenges with the on-prem system. That's the reason cloud comes into the picture, where cloud is responsible for taking care of all these things. Now, inside cloud, what we'll be doing, we are not going to set up our infrastructure. We make use of something called as cloud platform. That can be Azure, that can be AWS or GCP. We are making use of that particular platform to implement our infrastructure. We reduce our IT responsibility staff. We don't build any servers in the local. We just host our application on top of cloud, where we can easily scale our particular application. For example, there is a Flipkart or Amazon, and they are using certain things and they have hosted in their cloud, their application in the AWS, and they have something big billion days coming. Now they can easily scale to serve more than 2 million people, 3 million people in a day. They can easily scale up that. And once that particular big billion day is over, can scale down based on the requirement. So based on this, what happens? Cost efficient will increase, so that you are only paying for what you use, not on the upfront investment you are doing on top of investment, on top of any infrastructure you're doing. And you are having one centralized data management. You are hosting everything on the application of AWS, for example. You are keeping all your data under that particular AWS location only, where you have hosted your application. There is a speed and automation. You no need to worry about backup, integration, automatic updates, nothing. If you're using any on-prem system, if there is any license that needed to be upgraded, you need to do that manually. Whereas in the cloud, you no need to do that. Cloud will take care of everything. Only you need to worry is about your business, how to grow your business, how to handle your data based on whatever the budgets you have. Based on that capital expenses, we can come up with your expansion of your business. And if there are any disaster recovery, now without any hassle, you can do the backups with just one click using cloud, and you can access that remotely anywhere in the world. That's the reason cloud is having very high demand, because you have ample amount of data is generating on day-to-day activities, and that particular data you are storing in one secure place, and you are going to pay only for the amount, whatever the amount you're paying, only you pay for whatever the services you use. So cloud is growing in a faster way. Unless there is a generation of data every day, the requirement of cloud keep on increasing. Now, how this particular data stores in the cloud is nothing but there are a server set up by this particular companies, that might be Microsoft Azure, AWS, or GCP. They have a particular server that have set up in a secure way. They will give a kind of rent for you. You can say that it's a rent up inside an apartment. They're giving one particular room or one particular apartment for you where you can go and stay. You don't need to worry. They're giving a security. They have everything in the apartment which you can have that particular security features. They are giving that. Only you need to worry is how you can lead your day-to-day activity in a peaceful way. That can be done with respect to cloud. That being said, these are the two most high demand applications, that is cloud and data engineering. Now we combine cloud and data engineering, there where how your future data engineering jobs are growing. As you see, there is a high trends of this particular data engineers. By 2030, the demand of data engineers will still keep on growing by 110%. You can see there are a lot of job openings. For example, there are DevOps engineers, there are something called as security analysts, there are data analysts, scientists, UI UX, there are data warehouse specialists, there are application development, even AI and machine learning specialists. But on top of all applications, you see a big data specialist or a data specialist job is keep on growing. Why? Because every single industry, that is can be your healthcare, banking, e-commerce, manufacture, even entertainment, is driven by your data. Earlier in 2020, the data was populated were around terabytes of data. Now we talk about petabytes of data, but in future, there might be an age of zettabytes of data. And any artificial intelligence come into the picture, any AI powerful application come into the picture, the only thing that is required is good data. It has to consume a good data. It should not consume any garbage, and it should not give any garbage out. So everywhere the clean data is required, that's the reason your data engineering job is keep on increasing. For example, you're building any particular bridge where you are going from one place to another place, and you require that particular architect or civil engineer. Without that, you cannot build a bridge. In the same way, you want to build any AI models, you want to build any advanced analytics, you require data engineers. Those are the who are building your blueprint. They are who building foundation for the project, and they are those who are very important. That's the reason you are seeing a growth of jobs in data engineering, and it will keep on growing till at least till 2030. This is the expectation, and we can't predict future above that, but at least in the IT industry, we can predict of next 5-6 years what can happen. And seeing those trends and everything, we can see a data engineering job is keep on increasing. Now, okay, Sagar, we had a discussion about data engineering. We had a discussion of cloud. We saw that, okay, we are bringing data, we are doing analysis, we're doing that. All other roles depends on data engineering. You said all these things. What I need to learn to become a good data engineer in the current market stack. Now, if you see, a modern tech stacks look like this. you have n number of applications that has been used by different companies who are in demand, high in demand. But as a person, can you go and learn each and every services? Can you learn all this application by yourself? Or can you learn, if you learn by yourself also, can you learn each and every application you are able to see here? This is a modern data tech stack which are widely used in current market. Or by company. Can you learn these things? Can you learn these many number of applications?
Not
Yes,
possible.
no, not possible.
No.
Okay. And if you come and ask me also, I can say, I've been working as a data engineer from past 8 years, and in the cloud, I'm working from past 6 years. If you come and ask me, are you a pro in data engineer? I'll say no, because data engineering is a vast subject, and we need to learn, we need to understand that, and we need to keep on updating. We cannot be a pro inside data engineer. The day you stop learning, you will be losing your credibility in the current market. They might come n number of applications. Now you are having these many number of applications. Tomorrow they might have 10 more applications that might be coming on top of data. Now each and every time we cannot go and learn each and every application. We have to concentrate on those applications that are well demand, that can make your future secure, and once you learn that particular application, you need to make sure that you have that particular secure job, and you any new applications come also, I can quickly adapt based on the learning what I've done on the current market sense. To do that, we need to understand few fundamental tech stack. We'll understand the typical roadmap, how particular data engineers should be. So to learn any particular data engineer, first and foremost skill is SQL. We need to get started with SQL. Once we learn SQL, we need to understand few concepts of data warehouse. We need to understand how to build an incremental model. We need to understand what are the star schema, Snowflake schema, how you organize your data inside a data warehouse or lake house. How to, once you extract that particular data, we need to store that particular data at there, a data warehouse come into the picture. This is a foundation. Now, once you learn this thing, go and implement on the tools that are high demand in current market, that is Snowflake and dbt. Now your SQL and data warehouse is where most of the projects are built on top of your Snowflake and dbt. Almost 80 to 90% of the projects on Snowflake and dbt depends on SQL and data warehouse concept. You're bringing all the data. Now, for those who don't know what is Snowflake, Snowflake is an application where you extract all the data and keep the data. Once you keep that particular data, and then you do all the transformation cleaning. Once you extract, you have to analyze that particular data, and you store that particular data. And for the data analyst, for any data scientist, your Snowflake will become a source where they consume that particular data for building their future projects. Now, if you want to go with low coding, inside Snowflake, we can create our store procedures, we can create whatever we can do on the SQL side, advanced level of coding we can do, but there are the companies who don't want to go with the high level, they want to go with the low level coding, then they come with something called as dbt. What dbt does is, it is hosted on top of your Snowflake, where you can just run your transformations using the simple SQL commands. Whatever the transformation you do, that particular transformation is executed inside your Snowflake. Once you learn that, you need to extract for that data, and you need to orchestrate, you need to build a pipelines. To do that, ADF comes into the picture, Matillion comes into the picture, which are having high demand, where you can orchestrate your pipeline, where you can make sure that end-to-end pipeline, where extracting of data, transforming of data, and then keeping of that particular data happens. That will be help of this particular tools, that is ADF and Matillion, which is mainly used for your building the pipelines. Now, if you had come and asked the question a year before or 1.5 years before, I'd have said, learn these things, you are good to go in the data world as a data engineer, your future is secure. But nowadays, as I said, as we talk, a zettabytes of data is being populated. Every day, as I said, we are increasing the data. Then to process that particular data, we need to work with something called as Spark, Python, and combining this, we have to work with something called as PySpark. Now, any data engineering, whatever the job description you say, there is no job openings without these particular 4 fundamentals. That is, one is SQL, data warehouse, Python, Spark. This is the well required foundation for any data engineers. And whatever the application you see, that you have seen hundreds of applications that are built on top of 4 these fundamentals. If you are pro in this particular 4 fundamentals, you can go and work on the any data engineering related jobs. That's the reason you have to learn to handle heavy data, need to handle with that respect to Spark, and to work with a programmatically, we need to know about a lot knowledge of Python, and we combine that and we write a code, something called as PySpark code, which you are writing in the form of Python, but it is making use of SQL functionality to run your application. For example, whatever the functionality you have in SQL, I want to write that in the form of Python. I use something called as PySpark. Now, once you learn this, you need to implement that. To implement that, there is a service called Databricks. Any Spark application, any PySpark code that will go best is something called as Databricks. While learning this particular application, you work on something on Databricks, and there is something called as Delta Lake format. Now you are storing your, since we cannot store all our data in this in something called as data warehouse or database, we might store that huge amount of data in cloud applications like AWS, S3, or Azure. Now, to analyze that particular raw data as it is, that is might be in Silver, CSV data, that might be a Parquet data, that can be a JSON data, we need something called as data lake, a Delta Lake, which make use of open table format, where you can directly make use of your SQL functionality on top of your files. That goes well with your Databricks. And Snowpark is something where you want to run your PySpark code inside your Snowflake. You can do that as also. You can do that with respect to Snowpark. Now, if you are good with something called a Spark and PySpark, you are good with Databricks, you are good with Delta Table, you are good with Snowpark. You know the foundation, you need to implement that, then these particular applications come with the picture. And there is one more open table format that is in high demand in current market, that is Iceberg. Now, whatever you are saying about Delta Lake, that is being worked well with respect to Databricks. I want to work with any other applications, and I can make use of something called as Iceberg. This is an open table format, and then we can work on the raw data directly and make use of SQL functionality on top of that. Now, you have worked on Python. Now, there are few companies, or most of the companies, they might not use Matillion, they might not use something called as ADF. They are running those pipelines using something called as Apache Airflow, where they write simple Python code. It's not a complex code. They just line 2 to 3 lines of code, and that particular pipeline executes. So, if you are good with Python, you are good with learning Airflow, and then you need to be good with one cloud. Either go with ADF or Azure, either go with AWS. But if you consider current market trends or whatever the openings are there, AWS is well demand, because most of the product-based company or any old companies, they have already hosted their most of the projects on AWS, and AWS is having very good demand. So whatever the things you learn on SQL, data warehouse, PySpark, and Spark, implement that on top of AWS services, that is AWS Glue. Now, whatever you are doing with respect to Databricks, PySpark, we can implement inside AWS Glue. Now, whatever you are implementing inside Snowflake, that you can do with respect to AWS, you can use Redshift. I want to implement again. This is particular AWS Glue is a serverless, where you no need to go and think about the backend. But if you want to host your applications, everything, you need to manage everything, how much cost I need to manage and all. There is something called a service called EMR. You need to analyze your data that is there. Then there is something called as Athena for SQL-based query. You need to continuously stream that data. Then use something called as Kinesis. You need to build a small applications small ETL applications, or you need to automate certain process inside your AWS, we use something called as Lambda. And S3 is something where you store your data. Now, this is a fundamental tech stack one should have, where you are covering most of the market. We are covering SQL, we are covering data warehouse, we are covering PySpark, Python, and we are implementing those things inside our applications. Now, you might get a n number of applications, but the foundation is always same, that any application that can build on top of SQL, there might be application that might be built on your Spark. Now, you have done all these things, but we need to integrate that with respect to GitHub. You need to move from one environment to another environment. You need not to be a DevOps data engineer. You just need to have that particular understanding where a data engineer move their code from one environment to another environment. This is what a particular tech stack look like. May I know who is this? Please don't do this. Let me stop sharing. Okay. Now, if you see a current market trend, these are the current market trends where you have a job openings on top of Snowflake, dbt, ADF, and Matillion is around 45 to 48% of the job openings are on top of these services. Whereas you take Azure, Databricks, or ADF, around 35 to 40%. This is increasing. This is also a very high demand. And any other jobs that might be Fabric, that can GCP, any other warehouse, then that is around 10 to 12% or 12 to 20%. And if you see there's something called as AWS, Azure, and GCP, around 45 to 50% of the jobs are on top of AWS that are hosted, whereas Azure is on 30 to 40%. Still, that is increasing, and GCP is still behind with 10 to 15%. But from our course, whatever we are doing, we are going to target these number of applications so that you have around 2 to 3 years of experience and you want to enter data engineering job. You have to learn SQL, data warehouse, something called as Snowflake and dbt. You cover around 40% of job market, but the competition is very high here because a lot of people who just know SQL, data warehouse, or Snowflake is also more. Demand is more, even supply is more. So that's the reason salary expectation is less, because the more the demand, more the supply, less amount is offered by the company. But if you can add something called as Python, Airflow, Spark, and AWS along with your coding, you can go up to more coding, then the chances of your job increases. Since you are having a multi-tech stack, or you are having more skills, you can demand whatever the number of years of experience into 4 to 5. This is a minimum salary expectation I'm talking. Now you have 3.3 to 3.5 years of experience. Less coding I want to go. Then we have to add something called as ADF, Matillion, and data modeling concepts also. But you're okay with more coding, then add Databricks with AWS, where you can go and expect where you are covering around 60 to 65% of the job market and your salary expectation goes. And if you're a senior, most folks having 5+ years of experience, then you have to go and learn each and every tech stack, because the chances of getting jobs are more. You'll be covering 70 to 80% of the job market, and even you can expect 5 to 6 times of your number of years of experience. That doesn't mean that if you have 10 years of experience, I'll be getting 50, 60 lakhs. That is not what I'm saying. It depends on your current, whatever the package is there, but the way you can represent you, the more opportunity you get, the more opportunity you can get, the more counter offers you can do, and then you can increase your salary. For example, if you're 10 years of experience, for sure you can go up to 40 LPA in the current market trends that is there inside India. Now coming to our course, I'll just briefly give what all things we are going to do, and then we can have questions. Okay. We'll be getting started with something called a SQL. We'll go and learn 3 to 4 weeks, and we'll be building one end-to-end Netflix data engineering project, and we'll be giving a lot of complex queries so that you are getting started for interview preparation at the start of your batch itself, where we are having 2 to 300 practical questions we'll be doing inside our class itself. I'll be giving assignments. We'll be doing a lot of things inside SQL. Now, once we finish our SQL, then we'll enter something called a Snowflake plus GPT. We'll be going up to 6 to 7 weeks. We'll be building one end-to-end project that is completely a real-time project with framework applications, a dynamic project which will go up to 6 to 8 hours, which you can blindly keep inside your resume. We'll be solving more than 20 plus use cases, real-time use cases inside our DBT and Snowflake. We'll be implementing that. And once that is completed, we'll learn Python. We'll learn from basic to advanced. And then we'll learn our Airflow, ADF, Matillion, and we'll build our end-to-end pipelines here so that you are ready to get started for your interview. Now, there might be a few folks who are having 3 months notice period and all. They will be getting started for their interview. If they want to go with low coding, they'll get started here. If they are okay to do with something coding, they'll get started with here. And then while you finish your having your 3 months of notice period, we finish, you will be able to finish your next things, that is Spark, Databricks, Delta tables, or any open table format like Iceberg, and we'll implement a project inside our AWS where we'll be implementing a real-time data migration using AWS. We'll implement one streaming project using Kinesis. We'll implement one project on AWS with respect to Databricks and Snowpark. All these things we'll be doing in the span of next 5 to 5.5 months. Apart from this, KSR will be helping with your resume preparation, your resume building, LinkedIn optimization, any placement, mock interviews, and there will be a few of the workshops like agile methodology, any project management, how to do, and if you're doing any real-time projects that can be given as workshops, we'll be having that on the weekends. This is a brief something called as high level what we are doing on our course. And coming to project, these are the projects which we'll be implementing inside our course. That is, one is first Netflix database. We'll be building our end-to-end database, and on top of that, we'll be solving a n number of interview questions so that you can get started with something on the day one itself for your interview. For those who don't have a knowledge on SQL also, they'll be practicing more on the coding part so that they can clear the particular interviews. And then we'll build this particular end-to-end project, that is Apollo healthcare project inside our Snowflake. Once we finish our Snowflake, that all the concepts, we'll be building this particular project, end-to-end project, where we'll extract all the data, we'll do all this, we'll automate those processes, and this particular process will go for 6 to 8 hours. And if you come, this is a data model which we build at the end of the project, and we'll implement all our email notification, everything. It's completely a real-time project, what we have done, what we can show inside your resume, and what I have implemented in my current organization. I have made that whatever the project I've built for 2 to 3 years, we have made that concise and so that you can understand the process, and we have come up with this particular project. This is how your pipelines will be looking for your project, where we'll automate all the tasks inside our Snowflake and run this particular application end to end. And after that, we'll be building one project on DBT, end to end project, which will go for 3 to 4 hours. Once we learn our DBT course, then we are going to build certain projects on our Databricks and Snowpark. It is a third project. And coming to AWS, these are 3 projects that are converted into a capstone project where we'll be learning each and every applications in depth, and we'll be building end-to-end project inside our AWS, which can blindly keep inside your resume. This is also a real-time application which we are making use of modern data tech stack to build our particular project. Apart from that, we'll be building our streaming data project, which will stream the data continuously into our Snowflake, and we'll see how the streaming data engineering project also looks like. These are the high level projects which I have shown, which we'll be building in our current upcoming classes. If you guys have any doubts, please let me know, or else we can move ahead. Any doubts?
Yeah. Hi, Sagar. Basically, I'm from database admin domain. So
Okay.
it seems like most of data pipelines from the application and saving data into the Snowflake. So I'm looking for. So we cover database administration kind of activities as well, or
Yeah, inside Snowflake, I'll be showing how to do admin kind of activity, how you can do data governance, all those part. Those I'll be covering, but it will be most of the 80% of the course will be on top of the development, not an admin race.
okay. So you mean to say, do we have separate topics for admin other than which is covered the topics in this course, or?
No, I mean to say that as a data engineer, we'll be not working on the admin related works. We'll be working on the building of pipelines, we'll be working on the cleaning of data, the storing of that particular data. So this particular course concentrate on that, whereas you need to have certain idea on the admin side also, because you need to debug if there are any issues comes. For that, we'll be teaching whatever is required on the admin side, but this particular course is mainly for the development.
Okay.
Okay. Any other doubts?
So that if the same course is available at 6:30 a.m. or not?
No, this particular course we are starting at 8 a.m. Now will be I think next month we'll be starting with.
Actually, I'm working in rotational shifts. I will have morning shifts. That's why I'm asking.
Okay, you can connect with Mahesh. He will help you out that. What's the best for you? Will help you out that.
Okay.
Yeah, I have one quick question. So, are we going to cover data catalog as well in Snowflake?
Yeah, the particular course is mainly concentrated on Snowflake building application, where 80% of your particular whatever the projects, everything will be doing with respect to Snowflake and other applications. But if you have that particular Spark and Databricks in your resume, you have that more something called as job application credibility will also increase. That's the reason we are adding that. But 80% of the course will concentrate on AWS Snowflake, where we'll be building end-to-end pipelines. We'll do all the cataloging, we'll do all those things inside Snowflake. It will be very extensively on top of Snowflake, whereas Databricks, whatever is required with respect to Databricks, any PySpark we are learning Spark and PySpark, we'll be building that on top of Databricks, so that you have that idea on Databricks also, and you can forecast your resume with respect to Databricks also.
Okay, so with respect to data engineering, most of the topics in Snowflake would be covered, right? Like whatever
all the
needed
topics
for
in Snowflake will be covered, each and every topic. Whereas in Databricks, what is required for you as a Snowflake data engineer, that will be covered.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Any doubts?
Yeah, myself, Sri, like actually I am into a different domain like GRC, so I haven't gone through any of these tools or any of this data part. But like I am only familiar with the SQL thing. So will it be okay for me? Like, do I need any prerequisites before joining the course?
No need for any prerequisite. We'll be starting completely from basics. We'll do each and everything. We'll be providing assignments. Each and everything we'll be doing. If you follow that, then no need to have any other things apart from these tools.
Okay, so like, do we have any work from home opportunities on this domain, or?
Yeah. See, I cannot guarantee you that, because nowadays it is a hybrid kind of a things everyone is looking for. But for data engineers, in generic, I'm saying if you want, you can have that work from home thing also. And one more thing on top of this, not only will be building this particular pipelines, I'll be showing how to use AI to build the pipelines. Nowadays, in the real time, the challenge is not to work with the data pipelines. It's a challenge how you are not using effectively AI to build up pipelines, because your productivity will be increasing. Even though you don't know much about Python, you don't know about PySpark, if you're good with a foundation, you can work with the pipelines, because there will be each and every application will be implemented with something called as AI, and we will be making use of that particular AI to build the application. So we will be showing that also. So that will help you, even though if you're not good at SQL, you're not good at PySpark or Python, The only thing you have to do is practice to clear the interview, but as you go inside any job, it will not be that difficult because there will be always help from the AI, and we'll show that also.
So are you going to show the generative AI?
No, not generative AI. I would like to say, and I will cover the prompting type, how you can use not completely generative AI to build any particular pipeline, how the particular applications is using, how you can make use of that particular application to build a pipelines. I'll be showing you that. Not a concept of generative AI.
Hi, Sagar. I'm Kadrish. I have a question. Actually, in Snowflake, a migration project also there. So this course will be helpful for a migration project also, as well as development. Like,
Yep. Complete data migration will be having one project, and complete whatever the data pipeline you build inside Snowflake, there will be another project.
okay, thanks for it.
Hey, hi Sagar, Prasad here.
Mhm.
I'm learning like Azure. I know in the same case only. It's like by learning Snowflake, will it be an added advantage or like altogether it will be like different? Is it? I mean,
See, nowadays, whenever you go and search inside LinkedIn or Naukri, wherever you go, there are two only applications that are having high demand in data engineering. One is Databricks, another is Snowflake. Snowflake covers around 40 to 45%, where Databricks around 30 to 35%. So if you know Snowflake, if you know Databricks, you are good to go for next 5 to 6 years. No one can lay off you because these tools will be keep on growing in demand. They are coming with new and new innovations. Daily they are innovating something. Every year they are coming with new things. So these will never go out of market. And if there are any application, when you move from your career from data engineer to data scientist in the future, because any role that is data scientist, data engineer, if you're very good at data engineer, then you will be very good at data scientist also, because this is a foundation for next other things. So these tools are coming up with those things also. So it will be easy to survive for next 10 years at least if you know Snowflake, Databricks. So it is very good if you are knowing both the tools.
thanks, sir. So you're going to teach like AWS and Apache also, right? Like in this curriculum.
Yeah, we'll be building pipelines using Airflow. We'll be building pipelines using Matillion. We'll be building pipelines using ADF. So that if you don't want to go with now, at least there might be few folks who are only 3 to 4 years. They can go only with this number of service, but they are good. They are securing their future by learning all these things, because nowadays what happens, all the whatever the companies are looking, not only they are looking for only one tool, they are looking for multi-cloud talent. And you can see even TCS, they have laid across 12,000 employees. Why? Because they have not upskilled themselves. They are lacking those things. And if you have upskilled all these particular applications, these are very high in demand, so no one can replace you. And truth being said, if I myself don't learn or upskill in the future tools, whatever any application comes, KSR might even remove me or replace me with those who are learning the new applications. So you should never come and ask me, okay, this application, if I run, it is helpful or not, because these are the only applications are in demand. That's the reason we have upgraded our course. We have come up with a modern tech stack where we are even implementing AI related AI related pipelines inside our course also, so that you are building the pipelines using AI also. You are up to date with the current market standards.
What's the
Hi,
fee
Sagar.
for this?
Yeah.
Hi, Sagar. This is Nishan. Actually, I am from a non-technical background. So, is there any problem to join this course?
No problem. If you are, that's fine. If you are having a non-technical background, also will help you out how to profile yourself with respect to Snowflake or any data engineering profile. So you can get started with SQL, Snowflake, and all. That will not be any problem. We'll help you that with respect to KSR.
Hi.
Yep.
Just quick question. So you said something, how like data engineering related to data science. So is it mandated to do like data engineering for data science course?
Yep. See, now, as I said, any data science work you're working, you have to work with a huge amount of data. Now, there might be a certain data science project where they are using PySpark or Spark to clean the data. Once they analyze that particular data, based on that, they're building model based on Python. Now, your foundation will be strong if you're working on the pipelines that you are building based on the Python. So you're inside data science, you're working on SQL, and that SQL, the pipelines, whatever you're building in data science, that not be high level, that is you're working on with respect to data science, data engineering, because in data engineering, it will be much more complex pipelines you will be building. Whereas since you are good with this is a foundation for data science. Even with SQL, Python and all, there are a lot of other things you have to learn, but any applications you take inside data science, any new packages or any new tools are coming, it will be either on top of SQL, either on top of Python. So that's the reason it's the most, if you want to be a very good data scientist, you have to be a very good data engineer, because this is what the foundation for any other data related jobs.
Hi, sir. I have a question. How the course will commence? Like online classes already?
I'm not able to hear you. Can you please speak a bit loud?
Am I audible?
Yeah.
So the question is like how the course will commence. It will be like online classes on a day-to-day basis at 8 a.m. in the morning, or
Yeah.
you provide like if somebody like not able to join the session for a day, then the recordings will be provided.
Yeah, I'll explain that. So courses will be from, let me open my application. Now, if you see the batches, the particular batch is starting this 18th of August. Okay, your content will be for 100 classes. Each class is 1.5 hours. And you can say 150 hours of content will be taught, plus around 30 hours of projects will be building. Now, your classes will be from 8 to 9:30 a.m. Monday to Friday, compulsory. And any projects will be building that will be built on Saturdays. It might go up to 2 to 4 hours of classes. We'll divide on Sundays and Saturdays because we need that particular flow to complete end-to-end project. And if we miss any classes, then only we'll be taking on. There might be some festivals might come, any things might come. If we miss any classes on the weekdays, one day we'll be taking on the weekend, that will be Saturday, based on your based on the poll, or we'll be asking what time is best suited for you. Based on that, we'll be scheduling on the Saturday classes. But most of the classes will be from Monday to Friday, 8 a.m. to 9:30 a.m. 100 sessions, or you can say 5 months. And it is not mandatory to finish the course in 5 months. If you guys are like slow, if you want to have more deep understanding, if you want me to explain more, it might go up to 5.5 months also. That's one thing I would like to say. And fees is 35K. And you can connect with Mahesh for more details about this. And you'll be getting access for 1 year, complete recordings. We have our LMS portal. Now, whatever the assignments, everything will be tracking under this particular LMS portal. For example, if you take, this is our last batch. And if you come here, if you see whole batch, and if you come, this is our LMS portal, and we'll be giving all the assignments. We'll be keeping this content like this. Whatever the things we are doing, all the notes, everything will be sharing. All the projects we are doing, each and everything will be adding, and this content will be accessible for you download and all using our KSR Data Vision LMS portal. Tomorrow I'll be showing that particular portal, how to access those all content, and that will be for 1 year access. And if you still want particular access more than 1 year also, you can connect with Mahesh and say, based on your requirement, we'll be extending that particular access.
Yeah, Sagar. Are there any certifications for this data engineering? And so, do you recommend anything as such?
Yeah, for I would say, see, certification doesn't make any sense if you are from India. Okay, only certification comes into the picture if you are not getting any jobs or anything, even after putting everything. At that time, I'll go and recommend to take certification, because to take any certification, again, you have to pay amount for 12K, 13K based on the particular products, and you will be using from your pocket. But as soon as you join, any companies, they will be willing to pay for your certification, and you can go and take that particular certification. But if you ask, there is something Snowflake has Snowpro Core, and inside Databricks, you have Databricks Associate certification. Now, inside ADF now, since Azure, they have relinquished that DP203, the Fabric has come into the picture. So that will not be covering, so you can't take that. Whereas in AWS Data Engineering Associate certification, we can target for these 3 certification using our course.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Sagar, for Medallion and DBT, we need organization account, right? So
And that will be showing how to do that. There is some alternative. We'll show you that. No. Any other doubts?
Currently hearing a lot about Iceberg and like what exactly? Just maybe 1 minute description kind of.
The Iceberg table, I would say now you have data inside your S3. You might be having data inside your AWS. You might be having data inside your Google storage. Now I don't want to bring that particular, now directly that CSV data is there. Now can you go and do update, delete and insert inside on top of CSV file?
No, we can't.
So we'll make use of something called as an open table format, that is Iceberg. Using that, I will convert that into something called as a data frame, that is PySpark data frame. Once you convert that data frame, now you can go and work as you work on PySpark. We can go and write SQL queries. We can write any incremental loading if you want. We can make use of those all inbuilt functionality and work on top of that raw data that is there inside of a CSV format. That's where your Iceberg will come in.
Okay,
is it something?
Yep. One by one. Yep.
The Medallion architecture and all inside Iceberg only we can implement, you mean to say?
Yeah, inside using Medallion architecture, we can implement using Iceberg. Now, whatever Databricks is there, it is using Delta table as an open table format. But if you want to implement the same thing inside AWS, I'll use something called the Iceberg table.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Is it something like dynamic tables in Snowflake?
No, I will not say dynamic tables. See, inside Snowflake, you have something time travel feature. You have a lot of features where you can go and see those things. While implementing Iceberg, you can implement those all time travel feature because in the backend, it will be logging all the history, what are you doing. If you do insert, if you do delete operation, it will keep track of all those things and you are converting your something raw file format into a Tableau format using Iceberg table.
Okay.
Okay. Any other doubts?
Thank you.
Any other doubts?
And last question from me.
No worries.
Is it like, are you going to cover all these, or would it be different instructors covering this course?
No, I'll be the only instructor who will be doing each and every topic which I've shown here. That will be taught, and whatever the content I've shown here, this will be the content, and it will be a very extensive course. So please don't join KSR if you are not willing to, if you don't have that patience, if you're not willing to do the assignments, because we will be giving a lot of assignments. We'll be tracking your progress. We'll be asking, for example, if you come and see here, there is an assignment portal we have inside our KSR. If you come, they will be going and tracking each and every assignment. There is an assignment portal. Once you have to submit that particular assignment, we'll be tracking that each and every information. We'll be updating, we'll be helping with your resume. Everything will be bothering you. So if you don't have that particular patience, because data engineering is not an easy job, there are a lot of tools to learn. We have to have that particular patience. But I can guarantee you one thing: if you learn data engineering, you no need to worry about layoffs. You no need to worry about your skill gap, because all the tools and tech stack which we are teaching is very, very high in demand, and it will be not going anywhere. At least near real time, 5 to 6 years will be very demand. So that's the reason I would say, if you don't have that patience to learn each and every services, please don't join. But if you join, we'll make sure that each and every tools which you have seen here, that will be taught by myself, and each and every tools will be implementing real time. Don't expect any theory side from me, because we'll be implementing a lot of things on only practical way. Okay, any other doubts? If you don't have any doubts, I want to show something with respect to AI.
Hi, Sagar. Am I audible?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Few days back, I got to know about KSR, and I was shared a brochure, and I was advised to take a course that is multi-cloud data engineering. So I just want to confirm: will you be teaching that course, or some other instructor will be teaching?
No. See, multi-cloud data engineering, there is 2 courses that has been offered by KSR. Okay, let me clear you that also. The first course is multi-cloud with DevOps. Multi-cloud with data ops, something is there that is being mainly concentrating on your Azure tech stack. Okay, here Azure tech stack will be there, where you'll be learning ADF, Databricks in depth, mostly a PySpark, Spark coding, everything will be more concentrated here. And you'll have some idea on AWS and GCP. Whereas in our course, whatever I'm teaching, the Snowflake part will be in depth. 80% of the things will be on Snowflake and we'll be learning AWS. This is 80%. Only ADF and Databricks is around 20%. But here also will be having PySpark because PySpark is more important for your data engineer. But if you only want to go with Snowflake data engineering, SQL is enough for now, but you have to secure your future means you need to learn PySpark. That's the reason we have added Databricks. PySpark will be teaching this also. But if you want to go with completely with Azure tech stack, then multi-cloud with data ops is the one. And if you want to go with something called a Snowflake, then Snowflake with AWS with data ops is the another course.
Actually, I'm new to the data domain, so I was a bit confused which course I should opt for. Because I'm working for PLSQL support project. Little bit of Java exposure is also there, but like I have learned SQL and PLSQL.
Okay, so, if you're good with SQL, I would say go with Snowflake because each and every SQL, whatever your PLSQL, store procedure, whatever you're doing, will be building project inside Snowflake with that. That will be 80% of the work. That will be very easy transition for you. Whereas PySpark and all, that will be addition for you.
And I was a bit hesitant about this because like working in a support project from 2 years, I have been in a comfort zone and now I want to switch. So I wanted to know which course I should opt for so that it should be an easy transition.
Okay. See, everyone will be in the comfort zone. For example, you take TCS only. No one even knew that TCS is going to do a mass layoff. Everyone was saying TCS is like a government job. Do you guys agree?
It was fast.
Then they went and laid off 12,000 people, and those 12,000 people are not freshers. Those 12,000 people are not higher level management. Those are mid-level management for having from 5 to 10 years of experience. A guy who were very comfortable. They are not going to upskill themselves. They were on the bench. They were not thinking much. That's the reason for their layoff. Now, if you want to survive in any IT, not only in data engineering or any other profile, if you want to have that particular well-structured career, at least for every 2 years, you need to upskill. You should never be on that comfortable zone. Now you might be having Snowflake Databricks as a high demand. Who knows? After 2 years, 3 years, there might come one more tool which is much more simpler than Snowflake and Databricks, but the foundation is same: SQL, Python, PySpark. On top of this, only the foundation will be there. You have to upskill on that. If I don't upskill, even KSR will remove me from my teaching job, or I may lose my current job also, because recently I was new to Fabric. They asked me to upskill. I have upskilled on Fabric and I'm working on Fabric as well. Now it depends on the project requirement, but if you want to have a smooth transition, particularly with respect to you, since you are good with SQL, I would suggest Snowflake because each and everything we'll be doing in Snowflake is with respect to SQL most of the time.
Okay. So when this course is going to be started, like now, today it was the first class.
Today is the first class. Next 4 class will be having demo class. We'll be starting tomorrow with SQL. First 15 to 20 classes will be on SQL. We can attend 4 more demos and then we can decide.
Okay, thank you.
Sir, when we talk about the course,
please go one by one.
Okay, I'll go with my question. After completion of course, is there any support from your team to get into placement?
For support, that's what we said. We'll help you with the resume preparation. We'll be helping with your place. If there are any openings from the previous students in their company, if they are opening, they refer to us and we'll try to refer you guys. But it's not a complete job guarantee program. It is like we'll be upskilling you, we'll be giving all the roadmap, we'll be helping you how to tackle the interview, how to answer the questions, all those interview questions, everything will be given, and we'll guide you how to apply the interviews and all. Interview part you have to take care, but if you are having any issues, we'll be helping you with that. Okay. Yep. Any other doubts?
Hello.
Sir, Manoj side.
Yep.
Sir, when we're talking about the SQL, so it's related about the Oracle MySQL server, or all that in comes under that, or you are talking about in the SQL in under the Snowflake heading?
First and foremost, SQL, what I'm talking is general SQL, because SQL is a technology. It doesn't depend on the Oracle, MySQL, MS SQL. All these things are built on top of SQL. Your foundation is same. Maybe a syntax might be different, a little bit different in Oracle. That might be different in MySQL. That might be different in MS SQL. But 90% of the concept will be same. A little bit syntaxes will be changed. The way you write a particular query will be same, but 90% of the code will be same. We are talking about SQL, fundamental SQL, that will be getting
So we are you are saying like we are going to cover PS SQL and T SQL also in that course?
Yep. Complete SQL from basics to advanced. Because for your Snowflake, you need PL SQL. We'll be covering that also.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah, I have one question.
Yeah,
So PySpark, so you said like Snowflake and AWS you will cover 80% of the course. Then PySpark you will not teach in detail, or you will cover.
No. I mean to say Databricks and ADF.
Okay.
Inside Snowflake, PySpark, everything will implement. But Databricks, there are a lot now. How we have a lot of features inside Snowflake. Those each and every feature will not see. Whatever is required for your current market standards, whatever you need to understand, we'll be teaching that. But whatever PySpark, everything will be doing, that will be doing on top of your Databricks, so that you have idea on top of your Databricks also. But for your AWS pipeline, you need PySpark. We'll go deep dive into PySpark and Spark.
Okay.
Hello, sir.
Yep.
Yeah. This PySpark, I understand that is being used for this Databricks side. So you should be very comfortable with the Python also, right? I mean, and then only you comfortable with PySpark thing. I know, because PySpark should be basically that it's again a data transformation steps only there inside that, right?
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, what do you think? Like, how much time would, like, if new to programming people can pick that up? Just thinking to check.
Okay. Let me. Now, Raj, please don't do this. Now, if you see here, this is how our roadmap will be. 3 to 4 weeks will completely go into SQL. 6 to 7 weeks, or it might go up to 8 weeks also. Now you learned SQL here. We'll be implementing that inside Snowflake and DBT, so that you learned here, you are implementing, so you know each and everything with respect to SQL, data warehouse, and DBT and Snowflake. Then we learn Python. Now Python is a vast subject. You are not a Python developer. You are a data engineer. Inside data engineer, you need to know only those things which you can handle the data. To handle those data, only those things you need to learn. For that, we have given us 2 weeks, but it will go up to 3 weeks also. All those things which you require to work with the data, that will be teaching. And once you learn that, that will be implemented inside your Delta tables or something called as PySpark. Now, in real time, if you come and ask, will I be writing big Python code? No, you'll be writing big PySpark and Spark code, but that will be on top of your Python, because you need to know how to handle a looping condition, how to handle those exception handling and all. Those foundation will be built on top of your Python. Now, you are building any Airflow pipelines, that is built on top of Python. So that's the reason the foundation part of your Python will be covered, which is required for you as a data engineer.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Okay. Others? Any doubts?
No, sir. Yeah, thank you.
Okay. Fine. Now, I have this particular question. Will AI replace a data engineer? What do you guys think?
I don't think so.
Okay. Others? Anyone is having doubt here? Will AI replace my data engineering job?
No, it will not.
Okay. You guys are saying no. I want a proof. Have you read this particular recent news about triplet AI? Do you guys know what is this triplet AI?
No idea.
Okay. This particular Replit AI is an online coding platform which will automate your coding things and it will do everything by itself. It's like a VS Code which you have, the same thing, but it's an automated process where you can go and automate your end-to-end whatever the code you have written using AI. Okay. Now what happened was particular Replit AI company recently they had productionized each and everything using AI for about 5 to 6 months. This particular AI, what it did, it keep due to some glitch or some issues that was there inside data. To fix that particular data, it keep on populating fake data and it keep on deleting the old data. And this company is working on top of around 12,000 organization for around 1,900 organization. It was affected. It has deleted the productionized data, and when a person came and asked to revert it back, it says it cannot be reverted back. And a programmer just went and did a rollback. Whole database was reverted back. When asked why you did that, it clearly said that I got panicked. I did not know what to do. So I started populating the fake data. Now, I will ask you something. You are traveling, you are doing a worldwide trip. To plan that, you are okay to use ChatGPT? Will you use ChatGPT to do all the plannings, all the timelines and all? Is ChatGPT will be helpful? You're planning to do the world trip. Yes. Okay. Then there comes a company that says, okay, I will offer you 50% discount. You can travel all around the world. I'll give you a plane. There is a private plane where you can go along with others. But the condition is that plane will be driven or that plane will be flight by something called as AI. There will be no person who can ride that particular flight, and I won't guarantee your life. Will you go there? Will you take that particular offer? They're saying, okay, I'll give you 80% discount. You are going for whole world trip. You can go up to, you can do, let's say you are having about 10 lakhs. I'll give you discount and I'll make you for 2 lakhs. I'm doing this experiment. Are you ready to take that particular flight? Are you willing to take that?
No.
Well, you are getting 8 lakh as a discount, right? It says, I'm not saying, okay, I'm giving, I'd say you will be safe. Even though AI is running on top of AI, it is running. I'm not saying you will have any damages, but if there is any damage, I don't have any responsibility on top of that. I'll give you 80% discount. You're getting chance to go worldwide trip only with respect to 2 lakhs.
There's more risk, right? So I wouldn't.
You won't?
Yeah, I wouldn't go for that.
Okay. Others? Others? Will you take that offer?
No way.
Okay.
No,
the same way, how the AI, you cannot depend on that. For any data related project, data engineer, what are the pipeline that is built that can bring you from source to your target? That's the heart and soul of any data engineering project. So that's the reason data engineers cannot be replaced by AI. But AI can help you build up pipelines quick and easily. I'll take only 5-4 minutes to show you that how you can build a pipeline using AI. For example, I'm going in with respect to Matillion. Inside Matillion, they have come up with something AI tool which is helpful for building your pipeline using something called as AI. I'll just show you quickly 2 minutes. For example, let me take this here. I'll create one. Now don't worry, what is this transformation and all? We'll see that in coming classes. Just a brief idea how that particular AI is helpful for you. Okay, let me go. Okay, I have this particular sales data. I'll come here. I have this. This particular data is there. Now, if you see the sample data, you're having this data, you have read this particular data. Okay. Now, I want to build my pipeline using AI. Okay. You have sales amount like this. I'll say, under there is something called as AI here. I'll say, filter data by region. I just give a prompt. I'm not using anything. I don't know about this Matillion. I know only to read the data. I gave a prompt inside the Matillion to just filter a data by sales. It says, okay, can I do this? I'll accept it. It is going, it is checking, updating. It is saying what I can do. It is sampling the data. Okay, I can see there is a sales data. These are the reason. Okay, I'll do few more things. I'll analyze what best I can come up. It is searching best component. Okay, it found 5 components are good. It says, okay, these are the transformations I can do. I can use filter, table, input, SQL, map. Okay, what best I can do? Okay, perfect is this. And it has come and it has added you a filter and it is coming. On top of that, it is again analyzing, it is sampling. Based on that, if you go and say, based on the region, north, I wanted to have the sales, it has filtered that and you see a data, only north data is there. Okay, I'll say, go and do aggregations on top of month. Okay, now I want to find the aggregation on top of month. I need to build a pipeline. All I did is I gave a prompt. It goes and it start thinking, okay, I would like to do this by month, everything it is coming. Now it is asking, okay, what you want to do group by. If you want to do group by average, what you want to find, what all things you want to find. It is asking, I'll just say this, go and do this particular, I need this particular thing. It is going, it is thinking, it is coming up with all the things and it is coming, do all the component which is best component it is required. It is coming up with that and it will build a pipeline for you. In this way, AI is helping you to build a pipeline. It is helping you to work in a productive way, but it doesn't know what it has to be done. So even though you are new to data engineering, even though you don't know LAC coding and all, the tools will be like this. Now it has come up with aggregations. I don't know what it is. I don't know what is aggregation. I don't know how to do averages and all. Then that will be a problem because you need to know. He said, I need to do the group by what I can do. That you need to know what is group by, what is sum, what is this, because this is all the concept is built on top of your foundation, that is SQL. Now this is how we built a AI related pipelines. If you come with the same with respect to Databricks, for example, I'll take this particular code or else I'll go and I'll take one new notebook. I'll say, okay, I have a bronze ingestion this. I don't know Python. I'll go here. There is an assistance here. I'll say, read from this table and do all the necessary transformations that is required. I'll generate a piece of code. Now I did not do anything. What it did, it gave a particular PySpark code. It is reading that particular PySpark code. It is reading the table and then it is doing a transformation. But we need to make sure that now it is doing something, drop duplicates and fill NA. You need to know what is this drop duplicates, what is this fill NA. It says, okay, DF is not defined. I need to diagnose this. I don't know what is happening. I'll say diagnose. The AI assistance will be there. It will go and it will fix those things. It says, okay, this particular data is not there. I'll add some data. Now, since Now this what I said to read the data from my table that is there, but it is adding the data. I said my data is under, okay, prod underscore bronze wrong. Let me see the first table name. Okay, it was schema. That's the reason it was not able to identify. Let me go and say one data. Okay. There are tables. I'll say, okay, go and take. Let me go and see let me quickly see prod. Here is a prod. You have bronze data. Okay. I'll say, okay, copy this, read from this, and do transformations. Okay. Now it is generating a code for you. Now, if you know the foundation, you're good with the foundation. These particular things, it is reading the data and then it is dropping those things. Now you need to make sure that if there are any errors comes, why this particular data is there. Now it is going, reading, doing transformation and giving. And if you can go and do any of the things, and if say go and add a table, all the code will be given in the real time. Whenever you will be working in the real time projects, you'll be having this assistance. Even with the Snowflake, there is this particular thing, but for free edition, they have not given as a free, but you'll be able to go and generate those things. But the main thing you need to know that you should be good with the foundation, that is SQL, Python, PySpark, and Spark. Once you know that, those foundation, you know that, we can go and work with any tools. So you should not be scared with, it's a vast syllabus, I can't read and all, because your foundation is always 4 things, that is SQL, Python, data warehouse, and PySpark. The same thing if I want to do with DBT, there is something called as Copilot here. If you see, if you want to write a SQL code, if you want to write some test cases, let it refresh. All that is being supported under DBT also. So each and every application that is coming now, whatever things that cloud-based application will be there, every application is integrating AI to just make your productivity better. So in real time, the work will be easy. The only challenge you'll be having is clearing the interview because you are new to data engineering. You need to learn that foundation. Once you're good with that foundation, you are good to clear the interviews also. When you come to day-to-day activity, that will be much more easy to work. That being said, that is my end point to complete by today's class. That's it from my side. If you guys have any doubt, please let me know or else we'll connect tomorrow. I go.
Yeah, I saw Dhanush this week. Actually, I want to agree on the point which you were talking about the roles and responsibilities, and I want to just review like if you have any capstone project of content which all the topics which you are talking the course. Like, if you have any project, can you please show us a little quick?
Yeah, this is a project I showed now. Once we build, this will be the project. This is a capstone project on Snowflake, which will be building end to end. Once you learn all the things, this is one project. In DBT, this is another capstone project. In Databricks and Snowpark, this is third project. And AWS, this is a final capstone project. For ADF and Airflow, since we have added this particular class, I'll be coming with those projects also, and I'll be showing you that when we have the real-time class.
Fine, and I have one more doubt. Like, actually, I was from coding background. I was a full stack developer. I have around 4 years of experience. So now I want to transition into Snowflake data engineering. Right? So how many years of experience I can show, or I can
4 years.
approach
If you do each and everything, whatever we are doing, each and everything you do, can go and show blindly 4 years.
Okay. And if we want to mainly focus only on Snowflake in that point, like what I can focus mainly?
No.
So which one
If
I
you
can skip?
that's what in current market situation, if you only say show Snowflake, you'll not get calls. Out of 10 calls, you'll get 2 calls, and you can't increase your packages. If you add other tools like DBT, Matillion, ADF, or Python, or AWS, out of 10 calls, you'll get 8 calls. You'll be bombarded with calls, and to increase the package in the current market standards, you have to have multiple job offers. If you have 10 LPA and if you go and ask, okay, I have this particular skills, now according to market standard, 25 LPA is what required for 4 years, they will never give. They'll always give you 20%, 30% hike, and Once you get that, except that if you will be having notice period, then you have to go and give multiple interviews, and then based on the previous interview, you have to increase, and that all will be guiding. But if you ask only with respect to Snowflake, you'll not be getting many calls. You have to learn other tools also according to current market standards.
Okay, thanks.
Okay. Any other doubts?
I have the same doubt actually. Somebody has like 8 or 10 years of experience, but that is a different domain, and recently moved into data space and we learn these tech stacks and everything, make all the projects. How many years of experience one can show?
Okay. Let me say we have 100 class. We'll be having 50 plus assignments. We'll be having 7 plus projects. We'll be teaching 7 plus tools. If you attend all the classes, or else if you go through some classes you miss, go through recordings, if you are doing all these things, blindly go and put 6 years of experience. Inside this, you could do only 75% of the task, go and put 4 to 5 years of experience. 50% of the task you did, 3 years of experience. Only 25% you did, 2 years of experience, and you only listen to the class, 1 to 2 years of experience.
No, but the question is like there will be a background check, and the previous experience, there will be background check, the employer and everything, the title and
the background check will be based on your company, which company you have worked. We do have a PF or not, our accounts is correct or not. They won't come and check which tech stack you work. No company is going to tell, okay, he's work. Now, if any background verification comes and he'll go and say, okay, did he work on .NET? Did he work on any other tools? Did he work on Java? If he say, no company is going to give the information because that's a confidential information. You have to portray your profile saying that once we build all the project, you know the tech stack. Now, instead of your current, whatever the work you have done, you have to portray that next past 4 years I have worked on the data engineering project. These are all the things I have done. Since you all know this particular project, you have done all these things, you have foundation strong, you'll be able to clear, but only the background check will be with respect to your companies, your work, your PF accounts, not on the tech stack.
Like the company is in a different domain itself. I mean,
it doesn't matter.
Yeah, I'll tell you. I was working in a US staffing as a recruiter or staffing.
See, now some company, what happened? There might be a mechanical related company. They have started something called as anywhere admin kind of work they might have started. We will say when we got started, that was a role assigned to me, but there was internal openings. I went with that and asked for that particular openings, even though my name, whatever the particular designation is given to me as admin, but I have worked on this particular tools and tech stack. This is what has been there. They will not go and check what tools and tech stack you have worked. They will only check your pay slip. What is there inside your pay slip? What is the salary you have mentioned? What is the role is there, and your PF accounts, only those they are going to mention, and whether your company is valid company or not. You cannot go and blindly give some consultancy company that is fake company and say I work, then that will be the way your background verification will be problem.
But the role in the payslip is also like a recruiter or lead.
No worries. You can say when I joined the particular company, that was my profile, but I upskilled myself and there was openings and all. So I went and that I got an opportunity to work with this particular project. And even though they have not changed my designation, but this is what I have worked on. See, that all things come into the picture once you clear the interview. Your HR will come, he'll ask, and you have cleared all the interview, and they don't want to, if you're good with your interview process and all, if it went well, they don't care about these small things. Only they care about your credentials, what they have given is correct or not. And if you're good with to go, they will take you. They won't worry much. Did I answer your question?
Yeah, hi. I was asking that after someone has worked on a support project like for 3-4 years and he does a switch, then survival is also a thing. They would expect us to work like experienced guys, like we have worked on a big projects and like, so what about that?
That's the reason we are building this particular project. Now, once you build a project, You have built end to end. You know how the project flow is. Can't you go and explain that particular I worked as this particular project? So learning tools is not a big deal. You have to implement that in a practical way. Theory, you will get each and everywhere. You can go and search in YouTube. You'll get a lot of videos, but a real-time practical implementation, how it looks, that will be showing. Each and everything will be with respect to real-time. Again, I'm saying it will be a practical-oriented, real-time implementation. Please don't expect a lot of theory from me. I might bring some PPTs and explain a theory in 1 or 2 minutes, and we'll be going and implementing everything in a practical way. Are you good? Did I answer your question?
Sagar, here you are showing some PPT for overview of the project, right? So I want to see, maybe you might have developed some application of kind of build for your old or something. Like, so I just want to have
see what happens, right? This is all on cloud, right? Everything we are building on cloud. If you keep like that only, what happens? It will keep on incurring cost for us. For example, I can show with respect to DBT. This particular DBT project which we built. Recently, I completed this particular DBT project. I can go and show you. Here is a DBT project we have built. Whole project. If I come and show you the document, there is a document here. DBT will give all the documents. Now, if you see, these are the things we took. We built end-to-end project. All the models we built, everything we built. And the final is this. And if you come, this is a lineage which we have built. Each and everything what we built, this we brought, everything where it is coming, all these things we have built. We'll definitely build. It's not for just showing PPT purpose. We are showing that because that is what we have taught for previous classes. Those things will be only showing. And if based on the future things, if the projects needed to be updated according to future use cases, any new features comes, we'll update the project and we'll show that also.
So how long it takes to get the mastery if somebody is new into this completely? All the
I would like to
tools which
say,
you are...
as you have to plan accordingly, get started with something Snowflake, get started with SQL, Snowflake DBT. These things you go. Once you learn these many things, how to orchestrate and all, you're good to give interviews. Out of 10 calls, you'll be getting 5 calls. We'll be having that, whatever the notice period and all, we'll be teaching parallelly like this. Now, I would not say in 5 months you'll master each and everything, but foundation will be mastered, 70 to 80% will be mastered. Once you go and work in real-time project like 1 to 2 years, at that time, you'll connect all those dots and then you'll come to know, okay, this is how the real-time project is working. But I can guarantee one thing, after this course, if you go and implementing any of the project, you will never come back to us and say, Sagar, this is the things we are doing and you did not teach us. I'm facing a difficulty. Maybe we are implemented in one way and in your project, they might be implementing in another way. But since we are making your strong foundation strong, you will be able to implement that also into your project. And after 5 months, the knowledge you will be having will be more than those who are working in the real time, because whenever you'll be working on real time, the main task will be to complete your task. You'll not think more, just take the task, complete task, and finish off. Those people will not go and concentrate on theory concept, what are the concepts they're building, whether it's optimized way or not. You are putting efforts, you're putting for 5 months, all the efforts you're learning, you'll be having more knowledge compared to those who are working in the real time. But to get pro, after learning this course, once you go and implement all this project, it might take you 1 year or 2 years to completely have that confidence. Okay, I know each and everything in data engineering. Okay, did I answer your question?
Yes. Thank you.
Any other questions?
Are there any subscriptions also we will be using for any of the tools as far as
that will be with respect to AWS. I'll be showing. You don't need to pay anything. It will be a free subscription. We have 6 months of access, so no payment. You will be not doing anything apart from our course fees. Everything will be free.
Okay, so I've seen that Snowflake DBT and Databricks is we are using is on cloud. So what are the
Everything is
apps?
free. It's a free edition we'll be using. So they have free access, so don't need to worry.
I was asking that will a low specification laptop will be okay? Like what should be the like so many tools are being used. So I was like,
See, the only thing you might require for Apache Airflow, but even for that, we'll build on top of Docker application. So that I would suggest, since most of the things we'll be doing on cloud, only SQL you need to install, Python you need to install, and VS Code to do those things. And if you don't want to do that, also there are a lot of online applications where you can go and practice. So I would say not much. 8 GB of RAM, at least you require, and i5 configuration will be enough.
Okay.
Okay. Any other doubts? Are you good?
Yeah, thanks.
Okay. We'll meet tomorrow. We'll come back and we'll be getting started with SQL. We'll start with the foundation. The next 4 more class we'll be having as a free demo. You can come and attend those classes. And if you still guys have not joined any of our WhatsApp group, you can scan this particular ID and join our WhatsApp group so that you'll get those free sessions link to join that. Okay.
Can I have this PPT used in this class for reference? Can we have this PPT used in this class?
PPT? Sorry?
Can we have the access to this PPT?
No, PPT access and all will not be given, but whatever the notes that is required, right? All these things I have thought. Now that will be documented as a notes and that will be shared.
Okay.
Okay.
Thanks.
Okay, sure. And then we'll meet you guys tomorrow. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.